So you may be eating your veggies, but the way you're preparing them might make them less nutritious. A spokeswoman for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, Angela Lehman, joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. I'm thinking I'm eating my veggies. I'm doing good. Come on.
Yes. Well, and any way you eat these are great for you, but there is a way to amp up the nutrition.
Okay, the first one surprises me, first of all. When we're talking about tomatoes here, explain to me what we should be looking for and what's better.
Well, if you're going to buy fresh tomatoes, smaller tomatoes actually have a component called lycopene, which has a lot of anti-cancer properties.
So like the little cherry tomatoes?
Right, the cherry tomatoes or the grape tomatoes we have here are going to have a higher concentration of lycopene than the bigger tomatoes. But interestingly enough, the canned tomatoes have even more lycopene.
Really?
There is lycopene turns into a better bioavailable product whenever it's heated and put in a can. So the actual canned tomatoes have a larger quantity of these anti-cancer properties. But if we want to take it one step further, then the tomato paste has 10 times the amount of lycopene as fresh tomatoes. So we see a lot of chefs putting it in a lot of different things. It adds a lot of flavor, but it adds a ton of nutrition if you mix it into salad dressings or sauces or those kind of things.
I would have thought it was the total opposite. I would have gone with like, this is fresh and it hasn't been touched yet, so this is probably better for me, but not necessarily the case. There you go.
Yes.
So there's this whole thing about wild versus fresh, and when we're talking about blueberries here, I mean, look at these two. You can really, they look very different. This is kind of the blueberries I would get in the grocery store.
Yes, and again, very, very good. We talk about vessel elasticity when it comes to blue fruits and vegetables. But what I would say is the frozen wild blueberries in the freezer section actually have double the anti-cancer properties.
Really?
Yes, and they taste amazing. They're smaller, and they're only grown in Maine in the U.S. So that's why you got to get them in the freezer section. So.
Okay. Next one up here is eating your salad with fat-free salad dressing.
Well, you know, a lot of people are trying to decrease their fat in their diet, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But in this case, instead of just squeezing lemon on there to be healthier, I would say put some extra virgin olive oil on your salad. The darker the salad, the better, because we're going to have a lot more nutrition going on.
So the greens is
the greens, and even breaking up the lettuce activates the antioxidants even more. So there's little things like that you can do. There's fat-soluble vitamins. We need fat for that absorption.
Okay, so you don't necessarily want a fat-free salad dressing.
You don't.
Fat is actually good for you in this case.
It helps with absorption of nutrients.
Okay, and then you're talking about garlic, which really
so
surprised me.
Garlic has been like a secret for centuries and centuries. It's been a natural antiseptic, a bacteria, antibacteria. But the key with garlic is you want to press and rest. I always say press and rest. So you're going to press because there is a component called allicin in here. And in order to activate it, it has to be crushed together, two components combining together. You do that and then you let it rest for 10 minutes before you put it on the heat source so you can keep that antioxidant alive in your cooking. If you put it right on the pan, you lose it.
Really? Okay, we've got several other ones, but we don't have enough time. We're running out of time, but I do want eating potatoes right after cooking them. Good or bad?
Yes. Well, what I would suggest, you know, potatoes are a high glycemic food. The more you let it cool down, that turns into a resistant starch that lowers the glycemic index, and it actually is better on diabetes and glucose control.
So let it cool.
Let it cool down, or eat it the next day.
Gosh, these things you didn't know. You can find a link to Angela's website. And Eating on the Wild Side, which is a book that really talks a lot about this, which was done by Joe Robinson's 10-year research. And we'll put that on our website, fox4news.com. Thank you so much for stopping by.